dial in and get our focus back. Second quarter was not who we want to be. Of course, we missed shots and got some good looks. It didn't go, but they had the momentum, and to allow a team 33 points in the second quarter, that's a huge bonus. As far as playing into the third. So the fact that we could respond the way we did, I think we held them 42 points in the second half. We did a better job with Ingram late, but it was good to see that we could, get back to who we are and how we have to play. And we didn't go the other way. We didn't just throw in the towel and say, tonight's not our night.
And you guys are now 3-0, I think, without Brad this season, and the Wizards were 2-10 last year without him. What do you think that says about your guys?
Oh, just just who we are. It's just our depth, and we talked about it at length in the preseason. At some point, our bench, our depth, the wave of bodies that we can just keep playing is going to be a benefit to us, and we've seen it time and time again. We never want to be without Brad. No one wants to be without their best player, but the fact that we can withstand, some stretches is great.
Wes, I know you haven't been here, but you did, when you got the job, talk about, re-engaging the fans and everything like that. And it hasn't been a Monday night like that at Cap One in a while. With tying, it's Monday, right? Oh yeah.
I'm just playing.
I was like, I'm equally as liable to be wrong. With tying the second best start in this franchise's history, I mean, you could see what it mean out there. What did it mean to you?
Well, it's great. I mean, I think it's the season's still young, and I don't want to get overly excited. Of course, we're happy with where we are and for the most part how we've played, but we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. I think it's good. It's good that we can win games like this and be in the situation we're in, but we still have a lot of work to do. And I think that's the constant messaging that we're not going to just say, hey, we're good. We'll get complacent, fall into that, era of stagnation. We got to keep growing, keep building. Because I think we have, broader plans.
With Deni's performance in the fourth quarter again, can you just kind of help square the guy that we see who's very hard on himself and takes everything really seriously, and the super kind of confident kid out there?
Well, it's validation for him. He's put in a lot of work, and the fact that he's starting to get the
מהלך ענק, גרפולו, לדיבו סטמיואל, דאון שלישי, לפעמים ככה.
Like I was saying, the fact that he's, it's starting to pay off for him. So you hope that, he'll see that his work is paying off. Those minutes will come, the opportunities will come, and his teammates will trust him. And he's shown time and time again that he's a reliable on-ball defender. With his size, his ability to move his feet, he's got more discipline. The physicality he brings, it's a really good thing to see.
Going back to the start, it's the best start that this franchise had since 1974. Just what does that mean to you? I mean, it's 47 years.
I mean, it's records are made to be broken. I don't know. It's a good thing, honestly. It's exciting, and I think it's a testament to this group. But we still have a lot of games to play, and if in 25 games and we're still sitting here and there's another mark or another benchmark, then that's great too. But it's a long season, and we want to stay the course and continue to put in the time, put in the work.
In the second quarter, you guys only scored 16 points. It was the worst quarter you guys have had all year.
Yeah.
And then we saw what happened after that. What was it like in the locker room at halftime?
There was no panic. I think, that there's a lot of game to play at that point. We already realized that we hadn't played our best basketball. So let's flush that quarter. Let's get back to who we are. And, to their credit, they did. They kept playing. We said, just hit singles. No home run plays. We'll walk these guys down if we continue to do what we're supposed to do: defend, rebound, and get out and execute.
You guys were only credited with 5 turnovers tonight. I mean, obviously that's a great number, but in terms of a game like this, when you have to claw back, I mean, how important is that to keep that possession down? And what did you guys do to not turn the ball over as much?
Well, I mean, I think we were just more organized. It helps when we can get quality possessions. Obviously, we had key stop after stop after stop. And then guys stepped up and make plays. Trez had a stretch of, he was great. And obviously Spencer late. Deni defensively on the glass. And then Kuz comes in and knocks down 2 threes. Pope hits a big shot late. So it's like everyone had an opportunity to contribute, and they stepped up and did.
Trez has reached double figures in all 13 of your games this season with so many like pieces coming in and out of the lineup. How much is his consistency been?
It's been big for us. I mean, it's not just his consistency in production, it's his energy. And I know we've talked about that, but he brings that every day. So it's just the one thing that no matter how bad things are going, you're going to have Trez. And, usually that turns into positive things. His energy is infectious. His energy on the glass, on the floor, his voice in the locker room. It's a steadying presence, which, it's invaluable to have.
I know you guys faced Giannis already. Valanciunas, I think, has like 20 pounds on him or something. He's kind of the first true, really, really big guy center you guys have faced. How do you feel like you handled that test? Is he comparable to someone like you might see, like in an Embiid or in a Jokic down the line? They're
all different players, and I don't know if I'm doing it justice to compare them in that vein, but he is a big guy and he carves out a lot of space. So, I give Gav credit, and obviously foul trouble was an issue, not just, with Gav, but, Brandon Ingram is a problem. His length, his ability to snake in the lane and, elevate over guys. So being able to defend without fouling is huge. I thought for the most part, did a decent job on Valanciunas. So I got to give Gaff, obviously Trez, a lot of credit. Came up with a play late. That was a huge stop, wound up getting a charge. That's a momentum play. It just kind of bodes back to his impact.
What got Spencer Dinwiddie going in the third quarter? You had 14 points and 4 assists.
We needed it, honestly. And, I think he understands where we are and the flow of the game. And, he took the opportunity to be aggressive. And he made that first layup, and I think it just kind of snowballed for him.
This is the 6th time you guys have held the team to 100, and you're just what do you kind of make of that? And is there something that, what impresses you the most about you guys?
Well, I mean, I think the points per game is one metric. It's more the net rating. The overall defensive rating. Where field goal percentage might get skewed a little bit with number of attempts, but overall, all those things have been relatively positive. They made threes pretty well tonight. I think they made 11, shot 50 some from three, but for the most part, our defense has been a constant, and I think that's it's great to see because that's something that we preach, something that we harp on. And guys have bought into it, and the fact that it's played out and won us a lot of games. So I think we have to just continue that to stay that course, and that's got to be who we are.
Focus on that rating has kind of shifted the past few years. Of when did it kind of click for you, or is there something that when you started to look at efficiency rather than just?
And I think it's just the more and more we're becoming educated on the analytics side of it. I think it's changed dramatically over the last 10 years. It's probably leapfrogged in the last 5. Just as far as coaches and their overall understanding of it. So I give our guys credit. They throw a lot of numbers at us. So it's constant, feedback, and it's great because you can really dive into certain things. On the surface, things may look a certain way. Then you really look into the numbers and you're just like, well, maybe that's not 100% accurate. But I think overall, league-wide, it's been a useful tool. Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll go to Josh.
Thank you. Wes, I know it's the players who make the plays and execute the game plan, but we're also learning about you through all this. Can you describe how you communicated with the players when things weren't going well at halftime or during the first half in timeouts? What was your message and how did you deliver it?
My delivery is pretty much like I'm talking to you. It's not over animated. Like they know, and I think they're aware of the situation. There's certain things we point out. Hey, this, and this. We got to clean these areas up. We show the film. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it doesn't behoove me at all to yell and scream and rant and rave. I don't know if that has any impact. I want to make sure that they understand what's going on and how we have to fix it. And then we have to figure out, hey, some things we can do to, change our energy in the second half. But I think it's just easy. Have the conversation, you clean it up, stay positive, and, they responded.
If only we were flies on the wall in a huddle or a locker room, I think all of us reporters, it would make our jobs a lot easier. So I'll try.
Good thing you can't read my mind.
I can't even read my own mind. Anyway, how many In a game like this, how many clips do you and your assistant coaches show at halftime to try to get your points across?
It's a standard 5 to 7. You know, we talk throughout timeouts, you know, try to clean things up on the fly. Those 5 to 7 clips are positive reinforcement. They're cleanup, they're teaching, and sometimes just pointing out the obvious. Like, this is not who we are, and this is not how we can play. But like I said, you know, you have a quarter like that that we had in the second. Our guys know. It's no secret. I mean, it was plain and obvious that we got outplayed. So they were dialed in. They were ready to respond. They did.
Thank you.
All right, last question, you're on.
Hi, Coach. A couple of quick questions. You mentioned going for singles and not home runs. When you're telling that the players, do the international players understand that as well? Like, you know, Raul and Deni.
That's a very good question. I'm not sure they do. they look at me, nod, and in agreement, but I'm not sure that they get that reference.
Okay, and more seriously on Deni, we feel like this might have been his best game this season for you guys, on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, no, he was. You know, and I think it's, once again, he's just scratching the surface. I think every week we've seen it. You know, we see it play out. He's getting better and better. And I think he's getting more comfortable. And he understands that guys are trusting him to make plays, to be that defensive anchor. You know, I think they believe in him. And I think he's starting to, you know, feel it and become more of a more confident in his own ability. So I think when that happens, it's just going to keep building. And it's a good thing to see.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you. Have a good night.
Hey, Deni.
How you doing?
Good. Obviously, a tale of two halves for you guys. What changed for you guys in the second half?
I think just the energy. We had a great talk in halftime, like we always do, and we just woke up. I think we flipped a switch, which shouldn't happen from the beginning, but we have great talent and great energy in our fellas and our guys, and when we play together and we have that right energy, it's very hard to stop us. And that's exactly what happened.
You played really well tonight. You also played really well in the last game. Just what have you liked about the way you've played lately?
I just liked me helping the team as much as possible, you know, being involved in plays and big plays and crunch time. For me, it's really a dream come true. And helping the team to win and be there for my guys, it's the greatest gift that I can get, for real.
Deni, we know you like the challenge of proving people wrong on defense. You might underestimate you, but when Wes says, okay, Giannis in the fourth quarter, Brandon Ingram in the fourth quarter, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like I get trusted, and for a basketball player to get trusted, it's the best feeling in the world. When people trust you and you make a stop and everybody throwing the X, it feels good. I mean, I'm just hoping to continue with it, you know? Now, I had a good game today. Sorry, 2 good games. And I'm just trying to keep it going, be there for my teammates, be there for the team. And we can do great things together, even like on low days or even in high days. We got to have the same energy.
What's your approach on that one-on-one defense? KCP was saying it's not about matchups for him. He plays the same defense every single time. Kind of how do you do it?
The heart is something that I have, that since I started playing basketball, is playing with passion, playing with my heart. I fight on the court and I bring all the energy and I rest good, and we have a great coaching staff and trainer staff to help me and help the team recover, for us to come to the court and get all our energy. So, I mean, it's basically like the heart and like the discipline and the passion. It's all combined together.
Is that something you've noticed with Wes? Just kind of the way that he's able to entrust, or like trust guys and instill that confidence in them? Like, what have you noticed with them in that regard?
I've noticed that he brings the best from everybody, and that's thing that only great coaches have. And I think if he brings the best from everybody, like I said, we can do great things because nobody expects us to do great things, right? But we just want to keep it going. Of course, I want to give a big shout out to Bradley Beal that he was not with us for personal reasons. And, when we get him back, he's one of our best weapons. And I think also the injured players will come back. And really, we're a great team.
And I know you're still a young guy in this league, but you've been around a lot of coaches. How hard is it for a coach to be able to do that?
Do what?
Like entrust confidence. And you said like all the great coaches have that. Like what?
It will sound funny, but it's the way they talk with you. And that, there's a lot beyond that, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of how the coach approaches you, the team, and it's something that is very important. And I think all our team are trusting Wes, so that's good. Trusting Wes and trusting the coaching staff in general. It's a big part of a winning team is to trust in the coaching staff and the coach. So.
With all that has changed about the rotation, injuries, guys being available, not available, how big has it been to have Montrezl Harrell reach double figures in all 13 games?
Montrezl is a different animal. I've been playing pro since 16. Rarely I see a guy that comes every night to kill. He got a knife between his teeth for sure. So, and he comes at you and you don't want to mess with him. So that's good.
All right, we'll go to Josh.
Deni, could you teach us a few things, please?
Can't hear you.
No, you mentioned that there was a lot of productive talking at halftime. Who did the majority of the talking, and in terms of Coach Unseld, how did he communicate?
I'm sorry, it's not personal towards you, but I think whatever we speak in the locker room and whoever speaks in the locker room should stay in the locker room. So I hope you respect it. It's nothing against you. It's just, I think it needs to stay between us. But I can tell you that the right people that are talking and really communicating, they're doing a great job. That's about it.
No offense taken. I get it.
Appreciate you.
No, you say that now, but I'm going to ask the question now in a different way. When your team is not playing its best, how typically does Coach Unseld respond?
There you go.
Thank you.
So now I can tell you he's never, as I said earlier, he's never too high and he's never too low. So whatever happens, even if we're 40 point down, he's still gonna have the same mentality and he's still gonna talk calmly. He knows how to get us together and really approach us and get the best of us. So as I said, it's a big thing.
Thank you, and thank you for the coaching.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Go ahead, you're on.
Time for Hebrew questions.
Actually, we'll take one more from Neil real quick before we go to you. Sorry.
Okay.
Neil.
Hey, Deni. Coach was telling us that, you were knocking on, I'm assuming, Pat Delaney's door, trying to watch film before the game. Is that something that you pretty much often do, or is today something special? You're like, okay, I need to get extra film watching on Brandon Ingram?
You won't understand the amount of film I'm watching either before the game or at home or the day before. I'm always getting ready for the next opponent as much as I can, seeing the players that I need to guard. And yeah, I mean, me and Pat have a really great relationship. And, you know, knocking on the door, I was like, hey, Pat, what's going on? Like, are we watching extra film today? And he was like, yeah, sure, Deni. And we just watched film. I'm sorry.
How many hours per game do you think you watch a film?
Damn. More than I watch Netflix for sure, man. More than I watch Netflix, but I don't know. I can't tell you.
Thanks, Deni.
Yeah. You guys funny, man. Yeah. Sorry.
All right, Yaron, you can take over for Hebrew.
אוקיי, אהלן דני, ברכות.
בוקר טוב.
בוקר טוב. יכול להיות שהיית אפילו עייף קצת?
תסתכל עליי. מה אתה אומר?
יכול להיות שהיית אפילו עייף קצת שם מרוב דקות בחצי השני?
הייתי עייף, אבל זה החזיר אותי קצת אחורה לתקופות שהייתי גם בתל אביב, שהיה את הרבע רביעי הזה וכל הקהל בטירוף, זה באמת החזיר אותי אחורה. וזו סיטואציה שכבר קרתה בעבר, וכאילו פתאום לחוות את אותה סיטואציה זה באמת, זה מדהים. ונהניתי, כן, הייתי עייף, אבל ברגע שאתה עייף ויש את האדרנלין הזה של הסוף, אתה תמיד מושך את האנרגיות באמת עד הרגע האחרון. אז הייתי עייף, אבל המשכתי לשחק כרגיל.
אנחנו רואים באמת שהביטחון הולך וגדל, והיו היום שני מהלכים, אני חושב, פוסט-אפ, שלא ראינו הרבה, עשית על סטורנסקי, ואחרי זה חדירה, היה לך מיסמץ' מול ולנציונס, אם אתה יכול לדבר על שני המהלכים האלו.
קודם כל, זה הרבה גם בגלל המאמן שבאמת צייר לי את הפוסט-אפ, וגם השחקנים שסומכים עליי, שנותנים לי. בסך הכל, אתה יודע, אני גם צובר ניסיון. אני נהנה, אבל אני נהנה מהדרך. גם אם, אתה יודע, לפעמים זה 0 נקודות ואני לא זורק, וגם לפעמים זה משחק יותר טוב או משחק פחות טוב, אני נהנה מהדרך. וכל הרגעים האלה, גם הטובים וגם הרעים, בסופו של דבר, עוזרים לי להיות שחקן יותר טוב, עוזרים לי ללמוד. ואני מקווה שזה לא המשחק האחרון, אתה יודע, יש עונה מאוד מאוד ארוכה, ויהיו עוד הרבה רכבות הרים העונה. ועוד פעם, גם אם יהיה משחק פחות טוב פעם, וגם אם יהיה משחק מדהים, אתה יודע, זה לא עכשיו סיבה פתאום, אתה יודע, לעשות מסיבה או משהו, אני מנסה להמשיך את היכולת הזאת, וזהו, להמשיך לעבוד קשה.
עשית כבר פטנט על זה?
אני עובד על לקבל זכויות יוצרים על הדבר הזה. וזהו, אתה יודע, בוא נראה לאן זה ייקח אותי. אני מקווה שזה, אתה יודע, שזה יהיה סימן שאתה יודע, יישאר איתי בהגנה, אני מקווה שיהיו סימנים שאני יכול לעשות גם בהתקפה.
זהו, אל תשכח לפעמים שהמשחק נמשך, עצרת שם ברגע, תמשיך. עכשיו, המאמן אמר משהו בקאמבק, שהוא אמר לכם, don't go for home runs, go for singles. אתה כבר מבין את המונח הזה?
סליחה, אני לא... תמשיך.
המאמן אמר, don't go for home runs, go for singles. אתה כבר מבין את המונח הזה?
אתה יודע, זרקתי כדור בייסבול. אז אני מבין. But we went for a hell of a home run today, so...
כן מאוד. כל הכבוד. תודה רבה.
Appreciate you guys. Good night.
You understand that? Yeah. I didn't understand what was funny, but then I was like, yeah, you're gonna
talk. Do you think you should be getting more credit than Kyle Kuzma for your fashion choices?
To be honest with you, man, I don't really care about that, man. Honestly, I tell people that all the time, man. My drip is whatever I feel like I, look like when I come out the house. That's my fashion for the day. I don't really kind of guess measure up to what somebody else has on, or if I try to compete with them. I mean, I let people, that, that's their job kind of, decide that for me. I don't really care.
What was the turning point in the third quarter?
Defense. I think we really went back to the locker room and really understood what they was doing on the defense end of the floor. And we started executing on offense. I'm sorry, I said defense, offense. Then that kind of transitioned into our defense, though, because we definitely started getting stops. And, we came down and we started executing our offense. We started running our plays a little bit harder, and we started playing with a lot more energy than we had in the first half, really. But definitely, like I said, we executed on the offense end of the floor, which caused us to go down on the defense end and get some great stops.
We expect the really intense defense out of you night in and night out. Deni's getting the tough assignments as well, especially in the fourth quarter. What are you seeing out of him?
Honestly, he knows exactly what he's doing. As far as the game plan, the concept of what he's trying to do, and what his assignment is coming in. You could have a guy that kind of get lost in the rotation and, will kind of come in and not really know what to do, but he's not really like that. He's treating it as a pro and he's understanding the position that he's in. And at the end of the day, man, we're doing it as a collective group. But it's really, hats off to him. We're coming in, knowing his assignment, knowing what we're trying to take away, and really making it harder for, one of their best players to put the ball in the basket. So,
best start for this franchise in 47 years since 1974. What's your reaction to that?
I'm honestly tremendously honored to be a part of it. But I gotta tell people like me, my other leader, Brad, like we tell people we understand that we haven't done anything. It's definitely a good feeling to be where we're at. It's definitely great for the city and for the organization to be able to have just start in, like you said, 46 years, which is a long time. And, definitely it's a great feeling to be a part of it with Brad, with somebody who's been here for, 10 of those 47 plus years, man. So it's a huge and tremendous honor. It's a blessing, but like I said, we understand we haven't done anything. So.
And one thing that's defined the start is there's been so many people who are in and out of the lineup, all the injuries, guys missing. Yet you've reached double figures in all 13 games. What's been the key for consistency for you?
Just playing the game, man. Really just doing all the little things, helping my team to win. That's what I kind of built my reputation off of in this league. Playing hard, playing with energy, but at the same time, I worked on my game and worked my tail off with my trainer, Rico Hines, and, improved my game. And, I know what I put in my game in the summer. I know how I approach the game every day. And, that's playing it like it's my last game every time I go on the floor. So I just leave it all out there on the floor, man. And like I said, it's really just hats off to the coaching staff and to my teammates, man. And, just finding me in different positions. But like I said, just playing with that extra energy, that extra effort, extra possession plays, man. It usually, you get rewarded for it, really.
And you seem to be really excited after you took that charge there in the second half. How would you describe that moment?
It's a huge energy, momentum swing for the game, man. I think we was only up 2 points. We knew that was kind of going to go at me and go to Valanciunas in the post. I was kind of split decision on if I wanted to take the charge or not, because I tried to take one earlier that they really wasn't, blowing the whistle for. But, I took the bump and, kind of knew he was going to try to, go through me instead of around me, because, it's just his game. So I, 10 toes to the sideline, took the second bump to the charge. Hell of a defensive play, we go the other way. And it started our run to, close out the game. Like I said, man, it just goes back to doing all the little things to win the game. I didn't think about me in that possession. I didn't think about, trying to go for a home run play. I went, what the offense gave, which was, 2 hard dribbles. And on that second dribble, I went down. Simple as that, brother. Just like I said, just trying to do all the little things to win.
When you pound your chest like that after going down, does it ever hurt, or do you ever notice how hard you're?
Nah, but I'm a little bit different, man. I played football all the way up into my senior year of high school. Even in this basketball game, I played through physicality and the bumps, and half the time I end up on my head, falling to the ground, man. So I don't really feel it. It's the energy. It's the way I play. I love it. I'm a passionate player, that's the only way I know how to play.
And that's been the story of your career. And so has there been a moment where people have tried to tell you to slow down? And is there a moment that people have stopped telling you to slow down because they realize that's who you are?
Nah, man. Honestly, like I said, because my teammate, the building, man, everybody does a great job of feeding out the energy, man. As you can see, once I did it, once I, took the charge and got up with the emotion and the passion that I had, man, you seen the whole arena just erupt, man. And that's what it's about, man. We're playing for, organization, we're playing for a city. And, I got the exact, gesture response that I wanted from making a hell of a defensive play.
Josh.
Montrezl, before the team started to play better tonight, what was Coach Unseld's message and how did he deliver it?
I mean, really, just like any other coach, man. We went back to the locker room at halftime and kind of talk about things that we wasn't doing well. As far as our defensive coverages, we was giving up a lot of easy points with, how they was running pick and roll. But he went and basically just told us that, we got to get more. We got to do, all the little things and, play the right way. We don't need to go out here and try to get it all back in the home run play. Just keep, chipping at it piece by piece away and sticking to our principles on what we do. And that's what we went out and did.
In these 13 games, including tonight, many of your teammates have said he keeps a very even demeanor and keel. How important is that in a quality in a coach over an 82-game season?
I think it'll be big, honestly, because, he goes with the approach that he's not really going to get rattled no matter what situation that we're in. He's going to be the even keel and level-headed person for our group. And, once you got a guy like that who's the head of the snake, as far as coaching staff, and the way things are being ran, man, you can't ask for anything any better, everybody has a different opinion. Some people feel like coaches shake or, don't really know what to do in certain situations. But when you got a guy who's just that even keel and just that, calm and collected, you really don't know, what's on his mind. Really, it's just like one hell of a poker face to me, really.
Thank you.
Neil.
Trez, when you're at the free throw line and, Capital One Arena starts chanting, MVP, MVP, do you hear that in the moment? And
I hate it. Yeah, I hate it. I hate it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I hate it. Don't chant it until the second free throw. I'm not gonna lie to you. I swear I hate it. I hate it. If you chant it, give me to the second free throw, because I swear that first one when I go up there, I start to get in my head like, damn, they're chanting MVP. What if I miss? Every one I'm out and miss. So I'm not gonna lie to you, my brother. I love it, but I hate it.
We'll have to relay that to the fans. Thanks,
man. Just give me to the second free throw, man. Just let me get that edge off getting that first free throw down, man. Because it definitely plays in my head like, damn, what if I miss this free throw? They chanting MVP, and every time I done fucking missed it.
Thanks, Trez.
Yep.
Last question to Wayne.
Hey, what's good, Trez? Great game, man. Just wanted to get your thoughts from coming down from 19 points. What were you most impressed about with tonight's win?
The way we kept fighting, man, honestly. The way we, played and continued to fight, even when we was down. Even going back to what Coach said at the end of the game, man, most teams would have, been okay with just laying down and just, accepting that, hey, it might not be our night. We might just got to take this on the chin. But we didn't do that. We kept fighting. We kept competing. We kept sticking to our game plan. We started doing our defensive coverage even harder. And we started moving the ball, swinging the ball, making them rotate on the defensive end of the floor, and we knocked out some big shots. Kuz came in and hit 2 big threes, man, and, he hadn't seen the ball go in our game. He hit 2 big threes. Deni came in and guarded his ass off from top to bottom. KCP hit some big-time shots. Spence got it going, man. Gaff protected the rim for us, man. We did it as a collective group, and I think that was the big thing that, we could definitely take from this game, man. Most people, like I said, would have came in and probably just laid down and just been okay with, chalking this one up as a loss. But we didn't do that. We kept fighting, we kept competing, and came out with a big win at home. And we just want to carry this energy going on to these 2 road games.
And lastly, Trez, I know you said, you haven't done anything, but to have the start you have, and then to have the fans behind your back, what does that mean to you?
Man, it's a tremendous and great honor. It's a blessing. It definitely helps me out a lot. Honestly, yesterday was a tough day for me. It was my grandmother's birthday, and it was really tough for me. I drove home and saw my family and, was there, but I didn't really, couldn't really go home and actually be at home how I want to, because I still get that feeling. So yesterday was a tough day for me, man. But even, coming into the day, I talked to Brad earlier and just basically sent him a message telling him that, we're here for him and that, we have all the love in the world for him, man. And he responded back. He's in great spirits. And, just to be able to bond with another captain and another one of my teammates like that who is going through something as tough as that, and to, basically let him know that, man, we're still here for him and, we're still behind him 100%, man. I can't wait for him to get back, man. It just goes to show you that we're trying to change the culture around here. As far as the organization, as far as the city, as far as, just the whole way the Wizards are looked at, man. And, for us to do it in-house like that and it's starting to pour on into the city, man, it's amazing to me, honestly. So just to be a part of something like that, like I tell you every day, man, DC is the place where, they just love for you to come in, put your hard hat on and work. And, that's what they were trying to, show that we're here to do.
Yes, sir, Trez. My condolences as well, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother.
All right, Trez, appreciate you.
Have a good one. Damn, Trez. The same.
What's
way.
up?
Not be back that far. Hi.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started with in-person questions.
Spencer, third quarter.
She always starts this. I was.
Oh, all right. Big. What was the impetus in the third quarter for you guys to kind of make that switch?
Just getting stops. I mean, obviously, Coach singled out the last minute or so of the first half, in which they had 14 points, really ballooned the lead, from 6 to 17, which obviously isn't good enough. And, why we've been on this run is due to our defense. So, getting back to that, I think they had, like 60 points at the half, ended with 100. So it's a pretty good second half defensively, holding them to 40 points.
You guys said earlier this season many times that you cannot be a team that just thinks it can flip a switch, but you've done that a couple times now. What changed between then and now?
No, I mean, I don't think we're still a flip the switch type of team. I don't think it was due to necessarily effort. I think we just, were not executing, taking some bad shots, got them in transition. And remember, they're a young, athletic, talented team. It may not show in the win columns, but obviously we gave some Valanciunas dunks. BI got going, you know what I'm saying? So you can't give teams like that confidence and room to kind of be free because we're all NBA players. And like I said, they are talented, so they're going to put the ball in the basket.
What do you attribute that defensive turnaround to, or what did you think you guys did well to, was it the paint, taking away the three? What do you kind of think clicked for the defensive part?
I mean, I think every good defense does their job in terms of taking away the three and trying to limit the paint. I think we did a little bit better job of Valanciunas in the second half, just in terms of the free dunks, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't getting those anymore. Deni, I think, did a great job kind of shutting BI's water off a little bit, making him work for stuff. He still got free throws, but it wasn't the scoring barrage that we saw. And then that's going to, limit their three just in general, just focusing on those two things. Doesn't get them in as many swing and closeout situations.
You had 14 points in the third quarter. I think it was the first 8 for the team. Just what was your approach in that quarter? How'd you get going so quickly?
I mean, same type of thing we talked about. Obviously, with Brad out, I'm gonna have a more aggressive mindset in general. Wish I had to kind of start a little bit earlier. Not let us get down like that. But obviously, knowing our team, knowing the team we were playing, like they were going to give us a chance to get back into it. We were going to have to do our job on both ends, and just was fortunate to hit some shots.
And what are you seeing in Deni Avdija's development? It seems like these last few games in particular, he's really kind of made a leap here.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's becoming a big-time defender for us. And I know as a young guy, like when you do some of the little things, you play defense, it's going to get you time on the floor. And, that along with, just creating a rhythm, you'll start to score a little bit more, and that confidence will grow. You'll start to make more plays on offense. So, I think when the focus is in the right area, the way that Deni's has been, it allows him to now gain that confidence, gain that rhythm on the offensive end. You're going to see his kind of full game start to blossom a little bit.
And I want to ask you about Trez's consistency, double-figure scoring in all 13 games. Just how big has that been, especially with so many guys in and out of the rotation?
Huge. I think, obviously he's a junkyard dog, one of the rocks for our team, an emotional leader for us. When his spirits are high and in the right direction, I mean, it's huge for our team. So, his consistency is big time.
You guys were credited with just 5 turnovers tonight. That'd be a season low. I mean, what was the key to protecting the ball tonight? And in a game like this, where you guys are trying to claw back from 19 down, I mean, how important is protecting the ball on every possession?
It's huge. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, with New Orleans, they're a team that thrives more so in transition than half court. So you never want to take bad shots or, have a lot of turnovers, because that's how they're going to get, those easy buckets. And, when we talked about the last little bit of the first half, that's what we kind of saw: bad shots, maybe a couple turnovers here or there. But going forward, and if you look at the game as a whole, we did a good job, especially in the second half, of not having that. And like you said, 5 turnovers only. You limit their transition buckets, make them play in the half court, like give yourself a chance.
All All right, we'll go to Josh.
Spencer, when the team is not executing as well as it can, how do you describe Coach Unseld's message and demeanor at halftime?
I mean, he's not a super demonstrative type of guy. Like, so it's not like he comes in there yelling and cursing and stuff like that. But he's very frank. Like, we're not good enough right now. He, like I said, he harped on the fact that in the last minute they had like 14 or so points. And that's what gave them the gap they had going to the second half, and that we need to stick to what got us here, which is our defensive principles, and continue to plug forward, and that they would give us a chance to get back in the game. But, we weren't going to get it done the way we were playing.
A lot of your teammates over these 13 games have remarked just how much of an even keel Coach keeps. Over an 82-game season, how important is it for a coach to deliver a message even-keeled fashion over the long haul?
Super important. 82 games in 6 months or something like that. Like, you're playing every other day. If you're always too high or too low, like, it's just stress. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you gotta look at stress not just as a one-off, but cumulative. Like, it's hard to continue to go up and down and up and down, like ride that roller coaster. Like, it's virtually impossible, and that fatigue will set in. So, with even with this win streak, I mean, obviously you don't want to get too high. And to your point, like, I think Coach Unseld does a perfect job of just kind of staying the course.
Thank you.
Last question to Neil.
Hey, Spencer, Coach and everybody has been talking about, resiliency so far early this season. When you guys are down 19, how do you guys fight complacency to just, given, okay, it's, not our night, can't win them all. How do you guys just keep continuing to fight forward?
We're the number one team in the East, man. Like, why would you lay down and get that up? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the group that we got. Trez, like, junkyard dog. Kuz, obviously, cast aside. Pope, same thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? My story is my story. It's not like we got a bunch of people in here that are like, don't worry, we'll get on the back end. You got a lot of people that are fighting for a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, we earned this early in the season. Granted, it doesn't mean anything because we only basically 15 games in. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we can rest on our laurels, but, like, why get that up if you got a chance? You know what I'm saying? And we look across that on that other side, like, there's no shot to New Orleans, but they were going to give us a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's on us to take it, though. So, man to man, like, do your job and give yourself a chance to take it. And, if we went out there and we didn't hit any shots, but we played our behinds off on defense and we went into the fourth quarter, you know what I'm saying, still down 17, and then 5 minutes left, still down 17, and, maybe it's just not our night. But, you got to stick to your process and give yourself a chance at all times.
Thanks, Spencer.
No problem.
All right, Spence, that's it. Appreciate it. And that is it for tonight, guys. We are off tomorrow, so we will send out information for the game in Charlotte. Appreciate it, everyone. Have a good night.